Windows. But the thing that you really want your agents to be able to do is to like have a rich memory over which they can recall with real breadth, and where you can have high precision in the recollections so that the things that are being pulled back out of memory are like accurate and you can trust them and rely upon them. And so there's just super interesting stuff happening. Like we open sourced a system called Type Agent that you all can learn more about later here at Build, that is one way that we're trying to tackle this agentic memory, which is just really important to make them less transactional. So they can solve a problem once and recall the solution. They can remember their interactions with you so that like they can become personalized and understand your preferences. The same way that you would expect from someone that you were delegating a task to or that you were collaborating with. So this whole runtime layer, the way that you can think about how Microsoft is delivering these components and participating in the community, is these things are going to be offered in Azure Foundry. Azure Foundry is going to get richer and richer and richer over the coming year, and you're going to hear my colleague Jay Parikh and a bunch of other folks talking about that Foundry layer and this runtime in much greater depth. But the thing that is super important, if you think about what an open agentic web could be, is you need agents to be able to take actions on your behalf. And one of the really important things about agents being able to take actions on your behalf is they have to be plumbed up to the greater world. So you need protocols, things like MCP and A2A and things that likely are going to be emerging over the coming year that will help connect in an open, reliable, interoperable way the agents that you are writing and the agents that are being used so actively now by hundreds of millions of people to be able to go access content, to access services, to take action on behalf of users in fulfilling the tasks that have been delegated to them. And so the super exciting thing that we really want to talk about here at this build is our real serious commitment to MCP. So MCP has just taken off like crazy over the past handful of months, and there's a good reason for it. It's filling an incredibly important niche in this open agentic web ecosystem. It's a very simple protocol, like akin to HTTP in the internet, where it allows you to do really sophisticated things just because the protocol itself doesn't have much in the way of opinion about the payload that it carries. Which also means that it's a great foundation which you can layer things on top of. And if you think about how the internet itself emerged, like that composability of components and layering of protocols was really important to get to the richness. It gives you good starting places, and it gives you the ability to solve problems as you discover them as things are developing over time. So, we have heard from Satya, like just now, about the MCP registry in Windows. Like we're doing a ton of work to enable Microsoft's first-party platform components and first-party services to be MCP uplifted. Like we've chosen it as our standard protocol for agentic communication, like between agents and from agents to services. And then we're going to be doing a whole bunch of work over the next handful of months with our partners and collaborators at Anthropic to make sure that the really tough enterprise problems that need to be solved on top of a protocol like MCP get resolved and solved. Like how an agent identifies itself, how you build a really rich entitlements infrastructure so we can permission agents to have access to the systems they need to have access to. And then we are going to be just really, really supporting the open community here. Partially that is because, like when you think about the utility of a protocol at this layer of the stack, the most important thing is ubiquity. We can get into all sorts of arguments, and I know you all are perfectly capable of this, as am I, as engineers, like where you've got really sharp opinions about pieces of technology and like, this thing's a little bit better than that thing. But what's better than all of that is like just getting something standard that we can all use and build on top of. And like, we hope that thing is MCP. So the thing that I want to talk about next is, I mentioned layering. And so if you think back to the web, we have HTTP. And then we had things that sit on top of HTTP, like HTML mainly, that are opinionated about the payload. And so we're announcing today, and you all should go check out the code in the GitHub repo, NLWeb. And the idea behind NLWeb is it is a way for anyone who has a website or an API already to very easily make their website or their API an agentic application. It lets you implement and leverage the full power of large language models to enrich the services and products that you're already offering. And because every NLWeb endpoint is by default an MCP server, it means that those things that people are offering up via NLWeb will be accessible to any agent that speaks MCP. So you really can think about it a little bit like HTML for the agentic web. We have done a bunch of work already with partners who have been really excited and been able to really very quickly get to quick implementations